Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Uh, Welcome to International Virtual Conference on Islamic Studies, Social Science and Law. Uh, Today I am Muhammad Hassan. I am going to present our article on behalf of our group. The title of our article is New Age in Contemporary Globalism and Islamic Response. This is the title. Then this is the overall contents in our article. It will be followed like this way: abstract, introduction, a brief sketch of Iqbal's life, new challenge of New Age and globalism, Iqbal's spirituality of the self, New Age in the Muslim world, and conclusion. So it's very difficult for us to summarize all the issues within a short period of time, but I will give just brief sketch about everything within few minutes. Thank you so much. So in the abstract part, I have mentioned few names here: Hugh Urban, Daren Kemp, James R. Lewis. There are few others, like for example Rhonda Byrne, important one I will discuss. Then I will discuss also important photo of Shaykh Muhammad Saalih Al-Munajjid, and obviously the Iqbal's spiritual system I need to discuss in the article to show the issues related New Age and Islam. So let's explore. So this is just posits that the New Age phenomenon can in principle occur in the Muslim world given globalization and its pernicious effects. To ward off this danger, it is suggested that Muslim world should enact the spiritual paradigm and that Iqbal asked, as well as raise awareness amongst Muslim youth to Islamic spiritual heritage. To exhibit the robustness of Iqbal's position, the research will examine the response of Rhonda Byrne's The Secret, a New Age book translated into Arabic and popular amongst Muslim youth by Shaykh Muhammad Saalih Al-Munajjid. Several flaws in the response will be highlighted. In contrast, it will be shown that Iqbal provides a far more comprehensive response to Byrne's thesis. Now we can know about Iqbal's. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, Sir Muhammad Iqbal was born in 9 December 1877, Punjab, India, and he died in April 21, 1938. So beginning of 20th century. Iqbal was from a pious family of small merchants. Initially, he received his education at Government College, Lahore. In between 1905 to 1908, he received a degree in philosophy from University of Cambridge. Later, he also received a doctorate from the University of Munich, Germany. So we can move forward. New challenge of New Age. The current Islamic discourse is static in both as an educational and religious sphere. Current Islamic discourse relates to shirk, polytheism, as a form of historic paganism. After all, outside of India, no one takes seriously the idea that stone idols are gods. The concept of kufr, disbelief, has been translated to the notion of atheism and materialism. New Age and globalism. So Urban provides one of the most in-depth studies of New Age. One salient feature of his study in his sympathy, he writes with enthusiasm about New Age. His aim is not to criticize but promote New Age. Urban considers a lot of New Age practices to be a form of neo-paganism. The term is his and warrants some attention. The prefix neo refers to resurgent or newly reformed. Paganism refers to all spiritual tendencies which slide outside the scope of established religion. Iqbal's spirituality of the self. One of Iqbal's most important books is Ashrare Khudi, an epic poem written in Persian. Nicholas, the famous Orientalist, translated his book of Iqbal's poem into English under the title Secret of the Self. This translation is important because Muhammad Iqbal had sent a letter to Nicholas explaining the philosophical basis for the poem. Nicholas includes this letter in his translation. What follows is a brief sketch of spiritual system that Iqbal expressed in his epic poem. Iqbal ends his epic poem with the scathing criticism of scientific secular education. Modern education produces only paper roses. It is bereft of deep passion. This sort of education makes life so lifeless. Everything becomes a matter of idol worshipping, idol selling, idol making. People view each other as bereft of inner significance. So human interactions is merely lifeless idols engaged with soulless status. Modern science, Iqbal says, lacks personal wisdom and individual passion. The result is that scientific secular education ignores the spiritual dimension of man, which leads to an entire generation of people experiencing spiritual emptiness. Iqbal bases his entire vision on the richness of the Islamic heritage. This allows Iqbal's poetic vision to tap into multiple sources of wisdom such as Persian wisdom, the Arab wisdom, the Urdu wisdom, and even more. The structure of Iqbal's poetry follows that of Rumi's Masnavi. All of these saves Iqbal from ending up in the fleetingness that New Age now faces. Because New Age is merely believe whatever you want. The various New Age practices and beliefs rarely have any deep structure and organized to them. In contrast, Iqbal's poetic vision is grounded in Islam, while at the same time for allowing at the third stage of spiritual growth for a person to create new values for himself. In this sense, Iqbal got the benefit of a flexible spirituality and the benefit of organized religion. New Age in the Muslim world. So as I mentioned about the Munajjid, you can see the critic of Byron's The Secret is instructive. He knows that the book supports idolatrous philosophies. He rails against the positive thinking that law of attraction upholds. What is most interesting is Al-Munajjid's schematic presentation of the flows in New Age or what he calls New Thought movement. Uh, Al-Munajjid thinks that by merely tabling the points of contradiction between Islam and New Age, he can convince readers to reject New Age. This is perhaps an overly negative approach. As has been shown previously, Iqbal's spiritual system agrees with New Age in its fundamental motivation. In a similar fashion, the positive thinking Byron promotes as the law of attraction is recognizable in a somewhat different from the Quran itself. The Quran promotes positive thinking as is evident from the many words of encouragement the Quran provides to the Sahaba as they faced hardship in Makkah and Medina. So the point is that you cannot ignore directly. If we look at Dr. Zakir Naik, how he compared, for him it is kind of if you find anything which relates Quran and Sunnah, we are ready to accept. If it doesn't, we will uh, uh, like we will not accept. So that's how Iqbal is trying to approach in his work. So to conclude, this research has delved into New Age and the challenge it poses to the Muslim world. It has been shown that New Age includes a new model of disbelief that is contrary to the usual atheistic materialistic model of disbelief that current Islamic discourse focuses on. While New Age began in America due to globalization, it has spread across the world. New Age has already infiltrated the Arab world and by extension the Muslim world. As seen in the case of Byron, Iqbal's spiritual system provides a corrective to New Age. It has been noted that Iqbal always saw Islamic spirituality as a necessary antidote to the side effects of modernized secular education. Unfortunately, his proposal has yet to be taken seriously on a wide scale. It may be the right time for Muslims academics to rethink and reimagine the education syllabus to allow for special emphasis to be placed on the flexibility of Islamic spirituality as a road to individual freedom. This can occur by incorporating Iqbal's spiritual system into already established courses. So, if you read our article, you can get more clarification. With all, I end my speech. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.